introduce the Attorney General Mike DeWine.
Thanks, Chief. Thank you so very much. Chief, thank you very much. This has been a real cooperative effort between BCI, the Attorney General's Office, Circleville Police, working very closely as well with my dear friend Dwight Radcliffe, and so it's been a real effort. Organized crime commission has been involved in this as well. Today's rate is a continuation of our efforts to deal with the plague of prescription drugs in this state and the abuse of these drugs. Every day in the state of Ohio, we lose 4 Ohioans who die of an accidental overdose of drugs. Of those, many are prescription drugs. So this is a continuation of this effort. Ohio's overdose rate, death rate increased 335% from 1999 to 2009, with 1,423 people dying from overdoses in 2009, which is the last year we have full statistics. The statistics don't begin to measure the human suffering and the grief that is experienced by loved ones who are left behind. Entire families are devastated and communities have been devastated. Since I took office, we've taken really a holistic approach to this problem. Going from everyone involved, from doctors to drug dealers. In the past year, BCI alone has seized more than 53,000 prescription pills, valued at $1.4 million. We have, with the help of law enforcement agencies across the state, closed dozens of pill mills. We are taking the licenses of doctors. 14 doctors so far have lost their licenses. And just this week, there was a doctor in the Springfield-Dayton area who was convicted and sentenced to 3 years in prison. So it is a holistic approach, and what you're seeing today really is a continuation of those efforts. This particular effort began about a year ago when our BCI agent, Nick Yurko, who is right here, saw a Columbus TV story. He was watching TV at his home and saw some protests, some demonstrations, concerned citizens here in Circleville. He picked up the phone and he called the chief, talked to the PD, and we began at that point a cooperative effort between the Attorney General's Office and the Circleville Police Department. That effort continued and culminated in today's arrest. I think it is a tribute to the members of this community that they decided that they were not going to allow this to happen. They were not going to allow this to continue in Circleville, Ohio. And it's something that we are seeing across the state. Counties in southern Ohio where we have seen some real progress against the prescription drug abuse, that has come about with significant local participation and grassroots efforts by people in the community who basically said, we're going to take our community back. We're not going to let these drug dealers run our community. We're not going to let these drug dealers ruin the lives of our kids and our family members. We're going to make a difference. And for many of them, it has come about because they lost someone in their family or someone who they knew. So what you're seeing across the state of Ohio is a real grassroots effort. And it enhances and makes it so much easier for us in law enforcement to deal with this problem. The chief has given you some of the statistics, and I will not repeat those. But some of the stories that we saw as our agent was making these buys are frankly shocking. A couple of suspects were selling prescription drugs out of their home in the presence of their children, who were 5 years old and younger. Some of the suspects were selling drugs out of their home on a part-time basis, and their home was within a designated school zone or close to that school zone. Another suspect sold drugs in his place of business, the Knucklehead Inc. tattoo parlor. Today's operation was a success, but make no mistake about it, we have a long, long way to go in this state. And we should not pat ourselves in the back too much as a state. We made a lot of progress in the last year, but as long as Ohioans are dying, and they are still dying from prescription drug overdoses, we have a lot to do. I would encourage the public, if they have any tips, to call us. Call BCI. Call the Attorney General's office. That number is 1-855-BCI-OHIO or 1-855-224-6446. We are appealing today to the public. Help us deal with this problem. Call this hotline number. Again, I want to thank everyone who was involved in this. And again, it was a real pleasure to work with the chief, to work with the Circleville Police Department, really true professionals. We were very proud of the work that they did. I'm very proud of the work that our BCI agents did. And this has been a real cooperative effort.